The feminine mind, with its layers of complexity, emotions, and motivations, can sometimes seem like an unfathomable enigma to many men. In a world where communication and mutual understanding are pillars of healthy relationships, the ability to decipher a woman's signals and needs is more than a social skill. It's a key to deep and lasting connection. But how can we move beyond appearances and stereotypes to truly comprehend the richness of the feminine universe? This is where the wisdom of the renowned Swiss psychoanalyst Carl Jung becomes an invaluable compass. Jung, one of the most influential thinkers of the 20th century, introduced the concept of archetypes, universal, innate patterns of thought, feeling, and behavior that reside in what he called the collective unconscious. For Jung, these archetypes are not mere ideas, but dynamic forces that shape our personalities, influence our choices, and manifest in our dreams, myths, and crucially, in our daily interactions. This article aims to be a guide for men who wish to decode the feminine mind through a Jungian lens. By exploring the main feminine archetypes, you will not only gain a deeper understanding of the women in your life, be they partners, mothers, sisters, friends, or colleagues, but also gain valuable insights into yourself and the dynamics of your own relationships. Prepare for a journey that promises to transform your perception and enrich your connections. What are Jungian archetypes? For Carl Jung, the collective unconscious is a deeper layer of the psyche, shared by all humanity, containing experiences and memories accumulated over millions of years of human evolution. It's a kind of universal library of psychic patterns. Archetypes are the books or primordial images contained within this library. They are innate forms of perception and action that predispose us to experience the world in certain ways. It is fundamental to understand that archetypes are not rigid stereotypes or labels to categorize people. Instead, they are dynamic and fluid energies that reside in every individual, both men and women, although they manifest in distinct ways. A woman is not just the mother or just the warrior. She is a unique constellation of all these archetypes, with some being more prominent in different phases of her life or in different contexts. The goal is not to label, but to recognize the archetypal energies at play. Furthermore, Jung also spoke about the anima and the animus. The anima is the feminine archetype present in the male psyche, representing the feminine qualities a man possesses: intuition, emotion, receptivity. The animus is the masculine archetype in the female psyche, representing masculine qualities: reason, assertiveness, logic. Understanding the feminine archetypes in women is also a way for men to better understand their own anima, leading to greater self-integration. Why? Understanding feminine archetypes is crucial for men. For too long, societal narratives have often reduced women to simplistic roles or stereotypical portrayals. This limited view hinders genuine connection and leads to misunderstandings, frustration, and unfulfilled relationships. By engaging with Jung's archetypes, men can enhance empathy and communication. Recognizing the archetypal energies at play in a woman allows for a more nuanced understanding of her motivations, emotional responses, and needs. This leads to more empathetic listening and more effective communication, as you can address the deeper, often unconscious, forces driving her behavior. Navigate relationship dynamics. Relationships are complex dances of two psyches. When a man understands the archetypal energies that are prominent in his partner, he can better support her growth, appreciate her strengths, and navigate potential conflicts. For instance, recognizing her warrior archetype might mean appreciating her need for independence, while understanding her mother archetype could involve valuing her nurturing instincts. Foster deeper connection. Moving beyond superficial interactions requires connecting with the deeper layers of a person. By understanding the archetypes, men can engage with women on a more profound, soulful level, recognizing the universal patterns that resonate within both of them. This fosters a sense of shared humanity and profound intimacy. Improve self-awareness. As mentioned, archetypes reside in everyone. Exploring feminine archetypes also encourages men to examine their own anima, the feminine qualities within their own psyche. This internal exploration can lead to greater emotional intelligence, creativity, and a more balanced personality. Break free from stereotypes. Archetypes offer a framework that transcends superficial societal roles. They reveal the inherent complexity and multifaceted nature of women, helping men to move beyond limiting stereotypes and appreciate the full spectrum of feminine expression. Key feminine archetypes and their manifestations. While Jung did not explicitly list a definitive set of feminine archetypes in the same way he did for the anima or persona, subsequent Jungian scholars and therapists have identified several recurring patterns that embody feminine energies. These are often linked to figures from mythology, fairy tales, and universal human experiences. Here, we will explore some of the most commonly recognized and influential feminine archetypes. 1. The mother, Demeter. Core energy, nurturing, unconditional love, sustenance, fertility, protection, abundance, compassion. Positive manifestations. This archetype embodies the life-giving force. A woman strong in the mother archetype is deeply caring, empathetic, and protective. She finds joy in nurturing others, whether it's her children, her partner, her community, or even creative projects. She provides emotional and physical sustenance, creating a sense of safety and belonging. She is patient, resilient, and deeply connected to the cycles of life and growth. Shadow manifestations. When unbalanced, the mother archetype can become overprotective, smothering, self-sacrificing to the point of resentment, or possessive. She might struggle with boundaries, leading to codependency, or become manipulative through guilt. The devouring mother is a shadow aspect that can inhibit growth and independence in others. How men can understand and relate, appreciate her nurturing, acknowledge and value her capacity for care, whether it's cooking a meal, listening empathetically, or tending to others. Support her need to give, understand that nurturing is a fundamental drive for her, but also help her set boundaries so she doesn't deplete herself. Recognize her protective instincts. When she expresses concern or protectiveness, understand it comes from a place of deep love, even if it feels overwhelming at times. Avoid taking her for granted. Her giving nature can be easily exploited. Ensure you reciprocate her care and acknowledge her efforts. 2. The maiden, daughter, Persephone. Core energy, innocence, purity, receptivity, new beginnings, potential, charm, adaptability, connection to the inner world. Positive manifestations. The maiden embodies youthfulness, curiosity, and a sense of wonder. She is open to new experiences, often gentle and charming. She represents potential and the unfolding of life. This archetype is connected to the inner intuitive world and can be deeply spiritual or artistic. She is often seen as a muse, inspiring creativity and joy. Shadow manifestations. An undeveloped maiden can be naive, overly dependent, easily manipulated, or passive. She might struggle with assertiveness, decision-making, or taking responsibility. She can also be prone to escapism or a refusal to face the realities of life, remaining in a perpetual state of childhood. How men can understand and relate. Cherish her innocence and wonder. Appreciate her fresh perspective and enthusiasm. Encourage her growth and independence. Support her exploration of the world and her journey into self-discovery. Protect her vulnerability without being controlling. Be a safe space for her to be open, but empower her to find her own strength. Respect her inner world. Recognize her need for introspection, dreams, and personal space. 3. The lover, Aphrodite. Core energy, passion, sensuality, beauty, creativity, connection, desire, pleasure, allure, magnetism. Positive manifestations. The lover archetype is about connection, to oneself, to others, and to life itself. A woman embodying this archetype is vibrant, charismatic, and deeply connected to her senses and emotions. She celebrates beauty, joy, and intimacy. She is creative, inspiring, and possesses a magnetic pull. This archetype is not just about romantic love, but also about a passionate engagement with all aspects of existence. Shadow manifestations. When unbalanced, the lover can be overly focused on external validation, superficiality, or fleeting pleasures. She might be prone to jealousy, possessiveness, or promiscuity without genuine connection. She could also struggle with commitment or use her allure manipulatively. How men can understand and relate. Appreciate her sensuality and beauty. Acknowledge her allure and her connection to pleasure, both physical and aesthetic. Engage with her passionately. Meet her desire for connection, whether through physical intimacy, shared experiences, or deep conversations. Support her creativity and joy. Encourage her pursuits that bring her pleasure and allow her to express herself. Understand her need for deep connection. Beyond the superficial, the lover seeks profound union. 4. The Queen, sovereign, hearer. Core energy, leadership, authority, wisdom, order, commitment, loyalty, self-respect, partnership, dignity, positive manifestations. The Queen archetype embodies maturity, responsibility, and the ability to create and maintain order. She is a natural leader, wise and discerning, who values commitment and loyalty. She is often focused on building strong foundations, be it a family, a career, or a community. She carries herself with dignity and expects respect, and in turn, offers unwavering support to those she commits to. This archetype is deeply connected to the concept of sacred partnership and the establishment of a stable domain. Shadow manifestations. An unbalanced queen can become controlling, rigid, jealous, or overly concerned with status and appearances. She might be prone to resentment if her authority is challenged or if her commitments are not reciprocated. She can also become overly critical or unforgiving. How men can understand and relate. Respect her authority and wisdom. Value her opinions, her leadership qualities, and her ability to bring order. Honor commitments. Loyalty and reliability are paramount to the Queen archetype. Recognize her need for partnership. She seeks an equal, a co-creator in life, not a subordinate. Appreciate her dedication. When she commits, she does so fully. 5. The Huntress, Warrior, Artemis. Core energy. Independence, focus, ambition, self-sufficiency, protection, sisterhood, goal orientation, courage. Positive manifestations. The Huntress is fiercely independent, self-reliant, and driven. She knows what she wants and pursues it with unwavering focus. She values her freedom and personal space. This archetype is often associated with athleticism, intellectual pursuits, and a strong sense of justice. She is loyal to her chosen tribe, sisterhood, friends, and will protect them fiercely. She thrives on challenges and achieving her goals. Shadow manifestations. An unbalanced huntress can be overly competitive, emotionally detached, isolated, or unwilling to compromise. She might struggle with intimacy or vulnerability, viewing them as weaknesses. She can also be overly aggressive or critical of those who don't meet her high standards. How men can understand and relate. Respect her independence and autonomy. Give her space and support her personal pursuits. Acknowledge her achievements and ambition. Celebrate her successes and her drive. Do not try to tame her. Her wildness and freedom are essential to her being. Be a supportive ally, not a rescuer. She is capable and wants to achieve her goals on her own terms. 6. The Sage, Crone, Hecate. Core energy. Wisdom, intuition, introspection, transformation, spiritual insight, detachment, inner knowing. Positive manifestations. The Sage archetype emerges with age and experience, embodying deep wisdom, intuition, and spiritual insight. She has transcended many of life's illusions and sees things with clarity and detachment. She is often a guide, a mentor, and a source of profound understanding. This archetype is comfortable with solitude and the mysteries of life and death, having embraced the transformative power of experience. Shadow manifestations. An unbalanced sage can become cynical, isolated, overly critical, or disconnected from the joys of life. She might use her wisdom to manipulate or become overly dogmatic. She could also be perceived as cold or unapproachable due to her detachment. How men can understand and relate. Seek her counsel and wisdom. Value her insights and her ability to see beyond the obvious. Respect her need for introspection and solitude. Understand that her wisdom often comes from deep inner work. Appreciate her perspective on life's deeper meanings. Engage with her on philosophical or spiritual topics. Do not dismiss her intuition. Her gut feelings often carry profound truth. The dynamic interplay of archetypes. It's crucial to reiterate that no woman is a single archetype. Each woman is a unique blend, a dynamic interplay of these energies. One archetype might be dominant in her personality, while others emerge in specific situations or life stages. For example, a young woman might primarily express the maiden energy, exploring her potential. As she enters motherhood, the mother archetype will likely become more prominent. In her career, the huntress might be her driving force. In her intimate relationships, the lover will be active. As she ages, the sage archetype will deepen her understanding of life. A healthy, integrated woman has access to all these archetypal energies and can call upon them as needed. The challenge for both men and women is to recognize these energies and allow them to express themselves in a balanced way. How men can apply this knowledge. Understanding these archetypes is not about putting women into boxes, but about opening your mind to the vastness of their inner world. Here's how men can apply this knowledge. Observe and listen. Deeply. Pay attention to the subtle cues in a woman's behavior, her language, her priorities, and her emotional responses. Does she primarily express nurturing? Is she highly independent? Does she value commitment above all else? These observations can hint at the archetypal energies at play. Recognize the context. An archetype might be more active in certain situations. A woman might be a fierce huntress in her professional life, but embody the lover in her romantic relationship. Understand that these are different facets of her being. Validate her archetypal expressions. When you recognize an archetypal energy, acknowledge it. For example, if she's expressing her huntress drive, you might say, "I admire your focus and determination." If she's in her mother energy, "You're so incredibly caring." This validation helps her feel seen and understood. Support her growth and integration. Encourage her to develop all aspects of herself. If she's overly focused on one archetype, gently encourage her to explore others. For instance, a woman who is always the warrior might benefit from connecting with her lover or maiden side for more balance. Communicate with archetypal awareness. If you understand that her queen archetype values commitment, frame your conversations around shared goals and loyalty. If her maiden side needs reassurance, offer gentle encouragement. Examine your own anima. As you learn about feminine archetypes, reflect on how these energies manifest within you. Are you comfortable with your own nurturing side, mother? Do you allow yourself to be receptive, maiden? Do you express your creativity and passion, lover? Integrating your own anima will make you a more complete and empathetic partner. Embrace the shadow. Be aware that each archetype has a shadow side. If you notice a woman exhibiting a negative manifestation, e.g., a mother who is smothering, or a huntress who is overly aggressive, understand that this is often an underdeveloped or wounded aspect of that energy. Approach with compassion and encourage healthy expression. Conclusion: the path to deeper connection. Decoding the feminine mind through Carl Jung's archetypes is not about simplifying women. It's about appreciating their profound complexity and the universal patterns that shape their inner lives. For men, This understanding is a powerful tool for building stronger, more empathetic, and more fulfilling relationships. By recognizing the mother, the maiden, the lover, the queen, the huntress, and the sage within the women you encounter, you move beyond superficial interactions. You begin to see the deeper currents of their being, allowing for communication that resonates on a soul level. This journey of understanding is not just about them, it's also about you, about integrating your own inner feminine and becoming a more complete, emotionally intelligent, and connected individual. Embrace this journey of discovery. It promises to unlock not only the minds of the women around you, but also a richer, more vibrant understanding of yourself and the intricate dance of human connection. The feminine archetypes are not just ancient myths. They are living forces, waiting to be recognized, honored, and understood.